can you just talk a little bit about the process where you started thinking about studying internationally, then shortlisting the schools and going through the application process?
So basically, I made up my mind in the 10th grade that I want to go to the US or abroad to do higher education. And so I started preparing in that way. So I gave my SATs in the 11th and my SAT 2, which are like subject tests in the 12th grade, and my TOEFL, and then I applied at the end of my 12th, like around October in my 12th grade, and I got my admission decisions by about November. So that was actually before I gave my 12th boards, so I was pretty comfortable after I got accepted in colleges.
How did you begin the process of shortlisting?
You need to talk to a lot of people, students who are currently there, and you need to read a lot, go to websites, go to US News, read magazines, and get like basically talking is all like that gets you your final college list, and then you can research and like you can shorten down. And ideally, a typical student applying to the US would apply to about 10 to 12 colleges, and out of that, like 4 are like the top tier colleges, and 4 are like the middle tier, and the remaining are like the safety schools that you're sure that you'll get in.
So we were talking a little bit about the shortlisting process, and now you've decided what schools you want to apply to. Talk a little bit about how you go about getting the applications, filling out the essays, or obviously writing the essays, working on the visa application. Just walk me through that a little bit.
So after you get your college list, about 8 to 10 colleges, you go and check which application process do they want. So normally most colleges are on Common App, and so Common App has a general essay, and every college, most of the good colleges have like a supplement, which is another 1 or 2 essays. So in all, you have about 3 to 4 essays for every college, which you can use again for multiple colleges. And the Common App has like a place where you fill in all your extracurricular. You have to get 3 letter of recommendations, and then it gets posted, or you can send it on Common App. So after you do that whole thing for about your 10 to 12 colleges, you wait for admission decisions, and if you apply through the regular decision, most of them come out around like early March. And after that, you decide on which college you actually want to go to. So again, that's a hard decision to make. So for that, you need to go to counselors or like talk to students, like see where you fit in the best, and eventually choose one. And after that, for the visa, the college sends an I-20 form, and you apply for a US visa. So you need your financial documents, proof that you can actually sustain your education, like you have enough money to sustain your education for the 4 years. And the visa process goes through, and then it's just August when students typically go to the colleges.
Work on your essays, how you chose a topic, why you chose to focus on one particular aspect as opposed to something else.
First common essay on the Common App is what you send to all colleges on Common App that you apply to. So for that, you can basically write on anything for that. They have a list of 8 topics, and the last one I think is like, it's a free write, so you can write anything. So typically I would suggest that you write something that makes you stand out of the applicant pool. So if in the admissions office they're reading like 1,000 applications like in 3 days, so they probably won't remember unless your essay is really unique. And I think that unique essay is what makes the difference.
Okay. Can I ask what you wrote about?
I actually wrote about this fundraising I did for the physics club in my high school. So I had to go out and make cold calls and like get to meet new people and like market our event and like make them understand that they can benefit from participating in this and like funding us. So that's what I wrote about, and I think it was pretty unique because not a lot of people do that and actually go out in the field and like do work. And then the colleges have supplement essays, which are specific. They can be specific to the major you're going for. So my essay for Cornell was on why engineering, why the School of Engineering, and can you describe an engineering project that fascinated you, or you want your aspirations through engineering. So I wrote about all the experience I've had through engineering, like my family background is all about engineering. And also after that, I spoke to current students at Cornell who I knew or who I got to know through other people, and I asked them what's the latest in engineering, or what impressive projects are actually going on. And writing about that in your essay actually makes the people who actually make the admission decision to see that you researched on Cornell and you went through the website, you went through the list of projects, and you actually know a lot about Cornell and you actually want to be here and you're interested in learning.
So from what I'm gathering from what you're saying is 2 points that you want to focus on, at least in your essay writing, is something that makes you unique, something detailed about what you've done to show what you're going to be able to bring to campus, and also something that shows for whatever particular school you're applying to that you know about the school and you're interested in. Would you agree with that?
I think that's exactly what colleges look for in the supplement essays, that
Mm-hmm.
you want to be here and you've gone through the website and figured out stuff.
What narrows down your choice to make the decision to choose Cornell or any school over another?
So I would again say how I did it was talking to current students in the colleges I got into. So doing that and finding out what the atmosphere in the college is and how they like it, what their schedule is, and what else the college encourages beyond classwork. And I think talking to current students makes you take the final decision, and I think that was the correct one.
What about Cornell is a good fit for you? What about your experience so far has made you realize that it was the right decision?
So basically, I feel most of the students at Cornell, and this is what the university encourages, this is the feel I get from it, is that students at Cornell are really career oriented, so they just they're here to learn, get a good education and get a good job. Whereas some schools for the liberal minded who really don't know what they want to do. But I exactly knew what I wanted to do after my education, so I think Cornell was the right choice because it allows you to pursue your goals.
What are your goals, short term, mid-term, and long term?
So short term would be definitely get a good job after college, and long term would be to do something unique that people can remember me by, and something along those lines.
Do you see yourself staying in the United States, going back to India after graduation?
I'm actually on a bridge deciding about that, but I will most probably get some experience working here for some time and maybe start an entrepreneurial venture back home in India.
Tell me some of the challenges you faced in studying in the United States.
So a lot of colleges in the United States, there's a myth that it's really hard. Students from India can't really cope up because it's all application based, whereas high school is all rote based and you just learn stuff and wrote an exam. But that's not actually true. So I feel I coped pretty well. I didn't really have any problems adjusting, or the transition was smooth. And I really didn't feel any academic pressures because a lot of the stuff that I did in my first year was stuff I did in the 11th and 12th grade in high school in India. So I think high school in India prepares you pretty well for college in the US.
Is there any thoughts or advice based on your experiences that you would give to Indian students considering pursuing post-secondary education in the U.S.?
So the best piece of advice I can give them is just to get to know more about the college through the website and through students studying there, so that the choice that they make is absolutely right and they're comfortable for the 4 or more years if they're here. So I feel if you grind your way through the application process and end up at a place that you don't actually like, you won't actually learn much, and those 4 years are going to be painful for you. So you should definitely make the right decision before applying and after you get in to choose the right place.
You were talking about shortlisting schools. You mentioned, and what most students do is they set up their dream schools, then there's schools where they think they sort of fit in right in the middle, and then there's safety schools. Can you just talk a little bit about how you, what variables you use to determine those three sectors?
So once again, I think there's a really big myth for international students that a college can be purely assessed based on the rankings that you see, and that I feel is not totally true because rankings vary every year, and they should actually, what I did was I looked at the rankings and then I looked how they actually rank, like the way and the criteria on which the ranking was done. And a lot of times they're like things like student reviews, and definitely if it's a small school, they have like low reviews. I mean, less number of people review the colleges, review that college, and that eventually leads to a low ranking. So I think ranking purely shouldn't be a parameter for you to decide which schools you want to go to. So that was one factor I think students should definitely look at. And the other I feel is talking again to more people, talking to students who are applying with you and talking about what's unique about a school, researching a lot on the website, thinking about whether this is going to be a good fit for me. And all colleges have like SAT scores, academic scores that like the average student in that college has, so definitely look at that. So your safe schools should definitely be below what you actually get, or at least in the range that you actually get, like the SAT scores for that school should be definitely what you think you're actually going to get.
You were talking a little bit about your college essay, and you focused on fundraising you did and how it really was able to express your uniqueness and the contributions you would be able to make to whatever school you chose to go to. Based on people you've talked to, other students, can you think of any other examples that students have used to show schools how they're unique and how they are going to be able to be active participants on campus?
So a lot of students, like I did, choose an experience that they did and they feel that others did not do in the applicant pool. So one of the international students from Nepal actually, he did volunteer work for the floods in Bihar. So he actually went with the team over there and have saved lives and like saved people from drowning, and like he actually got typhoid because of the infected water that he was he had over there, and he wrote about that and the hardship he faced from that experience and how it changed him as a person. So he talked about how people keep crying about day-to-day problems in their lives, but that those problems are like nothing as compared to like what people in those floods faced. And he, because he got sick from that experience, or he got an infection from the experience, he couldn't give his final exams properly. So he wrote about that and how it changed him, or like how it affected him. But still, he realized that the outcome of that experience was much more than the cost that his health or his life faced. So I think definitely writing something unique really helps.
Can you estimate what it costs probably per year in terms of tuition, room, board, extras, travel, things like that?
So for each semester, I would say tuition is in the range of $18,000 to $20,000, plus your room and board, which comes to about like $8,000 for your room and about $4,000 per semester for your food. And beyond that, your air expenses and the money you spend over here, plus books and other things, or if you travel while you're on vacation, or like if you have like fall break and if you go somewhere. So typically I would say something along the lines of 200,000 or a little bit more than 200,000 for the 4 years you're here.
Do you see value in using outside consultants, and in what way?
I think definitely outside consultants help you shorten down your college list to what's going to suit your resume or like your needs and your future goals. So I think that was one of the things that really helped me decide my final college list. And also they really guide you in making a timeline on how you should go about the whole admissions process. So applying to the US is much complicated than other countries. You require SATs, school grades, other extracurriculars. So my counselor basically made a timeline on when I should take the SAT1, when I should take like the second attempt at it, when I should take the SAT2s, when I should start applying, when I should start looking at college lists. So I feel going to a counselor definitely helps. But at the end of it, I feel essays are a great part of your application. And your counselor, besides editing it, won't really do anything much with it. But if you actually get guidance by actual students in the college, they can actually help you and guide you for actual stuff that you can add that is actually going to impress the admissions team and is going to manifold your chance of getting admission in that college.